Do 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 do. Hello, people. How are ya? This is Mr. Bojack, and this is for the love of the drone. As you guys know, I own Mr. Bojack's Drone Tech here in Chicago. Today, we're going to talk about the Splashdrone 4. We're going to let people get in, so we're going to be taking questions. I'm going to try to answer as many possible questions as I can. Um, hmm. Let's see who we got on here. Let me let my computer boot up. Do do. Looking for someone to love me. As you guys see, I got Splashdrone 4 in the back. Been doing some work on a few of them. Computer boot up. Do do. Looking for someone to love me. As you guys see, I got Splashdrone 4 in the back. Yeah. What's up, Rob? Eagle Eye. Hey, how you doing? What's up, Andy? How you doing, guys? It's good to see you guys in the chat. Like I said, we're gonna get to talking about this Splashdrone 4. So far, I don't have too many complaints. Only real complaint is the app. You know, once you do the updates, I honestly can tell you guys this drone flies pretty goddamn good. So, you know, we're gonna be, you know, it's just about the updates with the drone. The app is, Swell Pro is working on the app. Let's just put it like that. They're getting it together. I speak with them all the time about the app. The Android part of the app is still, you know what I'm saying? They should be ready by hopefully by December. The iOS app is getting worked on. So, you know, with things that's going on with this app is looking pretty good on Swell Pro's end. You know, and it's a lot to say about it. I actually love, excuse the way I'm gonna put this, I actually love this big ass drone. So, you know, the thing about it is it's called doing the updates. You know, I listed all the updates in the descriptions. Yeah, every single one. If you got the GC2s, if you got the GC3s, the drone update, the controller update, all that's down below in the descriptions. So, you know, yeah, that's the main part. And I'm gonna be quite honest, there's videos for the updates and they're pretty, you gotta watch them a couple of times. I'm gonna put it to you like that. Because like with binding the controller, you don't notice in the video like it's a pop click to it. It's not a click. If you click, it's not going to bind. It's not going to bind at all. So, you know, the thing of it is oh yeah, all of them down there, Andy. I'm gonna make sure that everybody flies this drone, like enjoy it like I do. Far as range, I did a nice little range test. I took it out over Lake Michigan. I took it out with the the Mavic Air 2S. It actually outran it. It actually kept signal further. I got 13,400 feet with the Air 2S. I got 14,600 feet with the Splashdrone 4. But again, we had to talk about Swell Pro working on the app. So the thing of it is, they are working, like I keep telling everybody. They're working on this app. They're doing everything they possibly can to get this app running right because the way this drone flies is immaculate. A lot of people was asking me about what can it carry. Now, this drone, they say 2 kilos, but I have actually picked up a gallon of water with it, which weighs about 8 pounds. So that's 4 kilos. So that's a little bit under 4 kilos. So it's very, very, very strong. It's a very strong drone. So, you know, the things that I've done with the drone, I'm not a real hard fisherman. I take a lot of photos. So with me taking the photos with the drone, it takes great photos. Don't get me wrong. And I do have to tell Soul Pro this. The legs actually get in the picture. So without the extension bar, if you're a hardcore photographer, um, it's not going to get that shot without the extension bar that you might want, because it's a possibility that you might get a flutter from the propellers. You might get a, a leg in the picture, one of the legs in the picture. That's still happening. So they created an extension bar that holds the camera down, but they use it for for a fish finder. But it's great for taking photography pictures. It's great for, if you're a search and rescue person, you can actually drop this drone in the water with the camera with the extension bar. And if the water is clear, you can actually look under the water. So that's pretty good on Pro's part. Um, I haven't played with the thermal camera yet, but I have a buddy that has one, and he's actually enjoying it. I mean, he's enjoying it. So as far as the camera's parts on Pro's end, they're doing a really good job. They're doing a good job with the cameras. They're doing a good job with how the drone flies. It flies 200% better than the Splashdrone 3. It's like night and day difference. So you can actually tell. But the key to this drone is what I've been noticing. A lot of people, when they call me, the first thing they say is, "Oh, Bo, I fly the DJI drones, but the update." No, you have to manually do your updates on this drone. The more the once you do all of the updates, you'll really see the difference from out the box to flying with the updates. It's a night and day difference. When I noticed when I got mine, I didn't do all the updates to the point where I just jumped into it, because I'm a pretty good flyer, and I was getting a swirl. I kept getting this swirl. It kept swirling no matter how much I calibrated. After I did the updates, the swirl just disappeared, like just instantly, like disappeared. Let's see who all on here. Yeah, and then also, what's another good thing? Now, cons. Let's look at the cons. I'm not going to tell you guys this is a perfect beginner drone, because no, it's not. It's not a perfect beginner drone. We ain't going to sit here and lie and sugarcoat it. If I felt like a beginner can jump in this drone, do the updates, and fly it, I would say, hey, go get it. If you know a little something about drones, then yeah, you can get this drone, do the updates, fly it, no problem. Because once those, like I say, those updates are the main important thing of this drone. Because for the simple fact of it is, they offer a no questions asked warranty. As you guys know, I'm the customer service for the United States, and on my website, we have what you call a no questions asked warranty. You do your updates to this drone. If that drone crash or do anything, you send it in. As long as it comes back, you're covered. Because as long as your updates are done, I kind of like can stand on it with Slow Pro. It's going to come back to you no matter where you're at. It's going to follow that. If you're on your boat and that boat is moving and that battery runs low, it's going to calculate how far you are away from it, and it's going to come back to that controller. Well, comparable drone to it, what's a comparable drone? I would say, nothing. Well, no, I'm wrong. As far as comparable, it flies like a Phantom 4. once the updates are in it, it flies just like a freaking Phantom. It's the exact same yaw, the exact same pitch. It's exactly the it's a workhorse just like a Phantom. Real talk. It's like a workhorse. You know how if you gotta go out and you gotta get that perfect shot, you gotta bring the workhorse out, then you grab your Phantom. If you now, if I gotta go out, I'm gonna grab my Mavic Air 2S. But if I'm going out over water or I gotta get close to water, I'm gonna grab the Splashdrone because it's gonna do the job. It's 45-mile-an-hour wind. It's steady. The gimbal is like rock steady. I mean, I really have to give it to it. The gimbal is rock steady. It's 120% better than the old GC3 gimbal, which I love that one too. Yeah, I do a lot of repair work. Actually, now here's the thing. Now this drone's been out for 4 months. And really, out of 4 months, I've only had 3 repair jobs for it, which is very, 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 very strange. Because everyone's telling me that once they do the update, it's fine. All I can keep telling everybody, the only complaint is the app, and they're doing like updates every week. Every week, something it's a new update for this. There is no difference. There is no difference in the they're the same firmware update. It's just I felt that that one had the video to it, so you can see how to do the update on it. So that's what the update is for this. They're all the same. So basically, when you look on the list of the updates, they're all down there for you. Yeah, so each one of the updates have a video to it also. So if you're doing your update and you're not sure, even though it's in Chinese, it's still it's comprehensible where you can do your updates and you can follow through with they're very, very only one that I stress to you is the pair. Like if you ever have to pair your drone, it's a click click. It's not click click. So always remember when you're pairing your drone and you hold your pairing button on the drone for that 15 second, it's click click. It's a fast click. So when you do that fast click, it binds to the drone. You just wait that 2 minutes and it's going to bind perfectly. But like on the video, I noticed that when you look at it on the video, it looks like he's doing it slow, but he's not. It's a rapid 2 clicks. So once you do those rapid 2 clicks and you let it sit, it binds. It'll start initializing and you flip it over and you're good to go. What's that, Andy? Yeah, it does. Also, Andy, too, I got a lot of people that talk to me about the ranges. Actually, the furthest I've flown the SD4 is I got over 14,000 feet with it. I got over 14,000 feet because I was doing a range test with the Mavic Air 2S and I was doing a front range test with it. Actually, it actually flew further than the Mavic, but I think the reason why I flew further than the Mavic was because I used the smart controller for my DJI. And with the smart controller doesn't get as much range as the regular controller for the Mavic Air 2S. So I think that's the only reason why I got further out with the Splashdrone 4. But over clear water on a clear day, 14,000 feet, easy. And here's the thing: over clear water with this drone, with it being actually so robust, you can actually see this drone. You can see it. Shit you not. You can see it like with ease. I actually had to get glasses, but once I got my glasses, I know. But you can actually still, you can see this drone, like real talk. Once you got your eyes on it, I mean, you can follow this drone. It's nice. Like I said, it's not my go-to drone every day. Like with me, have to do things with different jobs and everything. It's not my go-to drone every day, but for a search and rescue person, I've stressed this so many times. If you're a search and rescue person, this is a perfect weapon to have in your arsenal. For Coast Guard people, this is the perfect weapon to have in your. For firefighters, if you're a fighter, it's with the thermal camera. I think that this drone would do so much work with as being a firefighter with this drone, because with the thermal camera, I've heard really great things about the thermal camera. I'm hoping to get my hands on one soon. So once I get my hands on one, I'm really going to give you guys some updates on it, because this camera, like I said, the GC3, the GC2s, those two cameras are immaculate. Like I said, so if you are interested in this drone, real talk, if you do the updates, you won't be disappointed. It's perfect for carrying out. If you're taking bait out, you can carry good 3.5-4 pounds with ease, 3-4 times out. So I always get asked that, well, how many times you think it'll go out? Well, with the new 6600 battery, it's going to go out. You're going to get quite a few runs out. Now, also, let me slide back. I want to show you guys something. Now, I don't know if you can see this. Well, you probably can. Well, right here, this is where you do your gimbal update. There's a USB slot right here. So when you're doing your gimbal update, this is where you do your gimbal update at. Now on the video and the links below, when you do your camera update, all you do is put an SD card in there, you download the bin file, and you insert the bin file to it, and it updates it. It'll update it like instantly. You'll see a green light come on, it'll do the update, then it'll do like a recalibration, and it'll update it. But when you do your gimbal, be sure you have a nice firm 1.5 millimeter 6-point screwdriver to take those screws out, so that you don't strip it, because as you see, mine is different, because I stripped one. So I had to get it easy out and take it out. So be sure that you don't strip it. So also too, like when you seal the door in the back, like let me show you something. I hope you guys can see this. When you're sealing the door in the back, this is the proper way to seal your door. You take it and you take your fingers and you go up and you slide them up the sides. You slide them up the sides and you seal it with your thumb. Like I slide mine up the side and I seal it. And once I seal it, once the battery clicks on the inside and I seal it, then I lock it. It's way more simpler. So that way you're for sure that there's no water getting in here. So once you seal that perfectly and you got that battery clicked up in there, it's gonna, now, couple of other things, like if you're planning on landing in water, so that you keep you keep your antennas up so that they're above the water, so that if you land in water, your camera still got access to your controller where it's giving you picture. So always, if you're flying long distance, like range, you hold your antennas down. So that's the way you do this with your drone. So you already know. Now, also, a lot of people have asked me about the bait release. Well, it's a button. So once you click it, you hold it, You hold on the controller and it'll hold it back. Once it holds it back, then you insert and you release the button and it'll close. Now this little rod here is very, very strong. So you can, use your wire hookup or however you're gonna lock onto it, put something in, whatever you're gonna carry, you can carry a life preserver, you can carry, also with this drone too, for you Coast Guard people, what happens is, let's just say for instance there's a person and you're flying your drone and got a preserver on it, you take the drone out. Well, what you can do is the drone gives you coordinates, exact coordinates of where it's at. So once you release that drone, you have coordinates that you can send to the Coast Guard, exact coordinates. So, and also that drone can stay there and hover. Actually, it can land where they're at, and it can, you can keep an eye on who's ever in them. So that's a really, 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 really good thing. What else, guys? You got anything for me? I know you guys got something for me. I mean, this drone's actually really been flying great. It's like I said, only downfall is the apps. And I've worked with iPhones. I have the Samsung S21. I have the S7 tablet. It still gets that glitch. But the glitch is not that bad with the update. You can get your range out of it. It's doable. It's not doable for you hardcore. It's not going to be doable for you hardcore pilots. Hardcore pilots, especially you DJI pilots, you guys want your zero tolerance. We know this. So with us knowing that you're zero tolerance, this is the way this goes. So the thing of it is with you being zero tolerance, give us about a month. Give Swell Pro about a good month to get this Android app together. Finish more updates with the iOS app, and I think you're gonna be super, super, super happy. As you guys know, I am completely 100% about me being 100% real with you. So, like I said, my thing of it is what's zero tolerance? Well, zero tolerance is how DJI pilots are. You don't want no glitches in your pictures. You don't want no, what you call it. If you take a picture and you got that bubble on the ends, DJI pilots are very picky. Because I'm one. So, that's what zero tolerance is. On that app, I think that, and I put stress on that, for a $3,000 drone, you don't want any problems. No, the motors will not overheat. I carried a gallon of water well over 300 yards and brought it back with no problem. Swell Pro advertises 2 kilos. Now, like I said, when I carried the gallon of water, which is way more than 2 kilos, the battery drained real heavy. I mean, when I say it went maybe 300 yards out, about 300 yards out and about 300 yards back to me. When I landed with the gallon of water, it was half of the battery gone. So, motors they got a really good KV. What matter of fact, they're 740 kV. So they're a really nice slow pace spinning motor with these large propellers on them. So they don't overheat too bad. So, I've never had a problem with overheating. Actually, the one good thing about they're pretty damn strong, if you ask me. They're very strong. So you won't have a problem. Like if you're doing now here's one thing about it. Um, with it being a search and rescue drone, it has no fly zones on it. So sometimes you have to be very, very careful of where you're flying this drone so that you get clearance, because you can actually be in an airport and start this drone up and fly it. So you have to be very, very careful. Check your before you fly app on when you're flying it. Um, as you guys know, back in the day, Swell Pro was an FPV drone company. They had an FPV waterproof drone before the Spry. So they still like basically focus on that FPV style of drone, and so they're not looking at flight restrictions and all of that. So you don't have that problem with this. Um, One thing that I think that they should do that they don't have on this drone, there is no obstacle avoidance. There's no obstacle avoidance features. Um, so if you're looking for obstacle avoidance, just don't have it. You're not going to get no obstacle avoidance. You're not going to get APAS like on your DJI Mavic Air 2S and your Air and your new Mavic 3. You're not going to get that. Um, what you are going to get is a drone that's going to work. It's going to work. If you're going to I've taken great pictures with the drone. I've um, used the drone to, when I first got it, I used the drone for a search and rescue mission over Lake Michigan. It did good over it with the breezes, with the waterways. It did real good over that. Um, I think that with a drone that you can land on water, you shouldn't have too many problems. With the extension bar, well, it might be. I think that with the obstacle avoidance, even though it's like a good feature, because if you're like, just say for instance, you're doing a search and rescue and you go around a mountain or something, and you just say you don't catch some part of a cliff or something, that obstacle avoidance comes in handy, at some certain points. So, and I think that with a drone that does all the features that it does, I think that's one thing that Swell Pro can look into adding. I think that adding obstacle avoidance to it would be like a great feature to it. I think that, especially with it being a search and rescue drone, maybe they'll look into it sometime in the future. But as far as um, flight ability, if you have to ask me like things about this drone, well, if I went with flight ability, I would say a 9. If I went with photo and video, I would give it another 9. If I went with app, now that's where we would fall off. I would give it probably a 5, because the reason why I would give it a 5 is because they're working on it. So working on it and it being done is two different things. And if you agree with me, um, when you put a drone out like this, you want everything to be perfect. So being good enough to fly is okay. And I sell this drone, so don't get me wrong. I'm not a hypocrite. Being good enough to fly and being great to fly is two different things. So if you're being great, if you're gonna, you already gotta realize this. No other drone than my eyesight that's waterproof can compare to the Splashdrone 4. And I know you guys that fly that other drone, we ain't gonna name it. We won't name it, but it flies 100% better. 100% better than it. Way, way better. I always look at the flight logs. I get them come in all the time. My flight logs are pretty extent because I fly it a lot now. I actually, real talk, and I'm going to be honest. I actually did all my updates maybe 2 months ago. And I was flying it without the updates. And it was flying okay. So I actually sat down and I went through everything and I did all of the updates. I did the controller update, the gimbal update, the camera update, the drone update, uh, all of my calibrations, and it just turned me on. You gotta have Swell Pro gotta give you access to that, Andy. I can't give you access to it. What up, Church? I know, Fly Drone. You get up out of here. You have a good night. It was good seeing you tonight. And like I said, guys, for like I said, for a drone of this price, it's more of a workhorse. It's a workhorse, and it's a good workhorse. It's a good workhorse that I think that you will really can get your money's worth. If you're just a hobbyist and you're curious about waterproof drones, buy a FD1. Don't go spend 3,000 on a SD4. Buy your FD1. Get you some practicing. Go buy your $1,300. Buy you a $1,300 drone. Something that you can get the experience with dropping bait, with, you know what I'm saying. The FD1 is a great drone. It's a great drone. I also sell that on my site. It's a upgraded version of the SD3 Plus. So they fixed the battery compartment so that you don't have the problem with putting the battery in. They motors. It basically is an upgraded version of the SD3. So if you're used to flying the SD3 and you like the SD3 Plus, then you're gonna love the FD1. But if you want to get that you're that hardcore fisherman, you need that weight. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. You need something that's going to carry that weight for you. The the SD4 is just a phenomenal workhorse. I mean, it really is. I give Swell Pro went the extra steps. I said that before. I say it again. The thing with Swell Pro and their customers was the communication barriers. Now with the communication barrier, I think being broken because of the different agents. You have an agent you have Nicholas in the UK. You got a guy in Spain. You have me in the United States. You know, the communication service is when if you can speak to your agent and your agent deals with Swell Pro, it's a lot more easier for your customer. So with Swell Pro putting all these customer service agents into play, that was one great step that they did. With Swell Pro, you know, I know this one guy that talked about, Joe, 5G. You don't go 5G, you're not going to get nowhere. Swell Pro actually listened to this guy, and this drone is 5G. So, you know, the thing of it is if you're a hardcore fisherman, you're in the search and rescue, you're with the fire department, you're with the police department, you're with um, anything that has to do with search and rescue, anything that has to do with water conservation, anything that has to do basically with water, I say, yeah, go buy your FD1, go buy your SD4. If you are a beginner pilot and you never flown a drone, do not Do not waste your money and go buy a SD4. Do not go buy it. I'm not going to let you do it. If you ordered it from my site and you sent me the money, and when I did my online conversation with you or I talk with you, I probably would discourage you from buying it, because the Splashdrone 4 is a professional drone. It will scare a beginner because it's a robust drone. So, me being quite honest with you, if you've never flown a drone before, no, I'm not going to let you buy it because it'll scare the shit out of you. It'll, when those propellers get to spinning and it gets to lifting up in the air and you push that controller the wrong way and you don't catch it right, you would hurt somebody. So no, I wouldn't let a beginner buy this drone, even if they call my shop and they said, well, if they had somebody that they were going to have teach them, then yeah. But for a person that's, you're just going to get this drone and you're going to go fly it, I'm not going to let you go hurt nobody, because that's what this drone will do. If you're a experienced pilot, you want a good workhorse that's waterproof, that flies like your DJI Phantom, yes, this flies like your DJI Phantom. This drone flies just as well as your Phantom, except it's waterproof. I can honestly say that. So, if you're looking for something like that, then yes, this is a perfect drone for you. Um, I'm going to talk to Swell Pro a little bit more about the app. I'm going to get you some more updates. I'm going to do a few more live videos. I really like your comments. If you're in my group, Splashdrone 4 FD1 Fish Forum, come check me out. If you don't have your no questions asked warranty, the only thing that can void this warranty is you don't do your update. But if you done your update, hey, you're in it. You're in it. If that drone crash, I guarantee you I'm going to fix it, replace it, whatever needs to be done. But other than that, you do your updates, this drone is going to come back to you. It has a great following. And my buddy Andy, like, he spoke with them and he had them straighten out the mapping, the waypoints, because the waypoints weren't setting up and down. So they fixed that in the app also. So the waypoints work very well. The circle me mode, like I keep telling you, circle me mode works good with the extension bar if you're doing a shot like that. If you're doing a shot like that, it's a possibility that you pop without that extension bar. You may get the flutter from the propeller in your shot. You may get a landing gear in your shot. Without that extension bar to get, if you're a photographer like me, and you want to get that perfect A1 shot and you're using the Splashdrone 4, I would say get the extension bar, because with the extension bar, you're going to get that A1 shot. There's not going to be a propeller in it. There's not going to be a prop. It's just flat out 100% camera. Actually, it looks like the camera is just floating in the air. So with that extension bar, that's a great accessory if you're a photographer. Also with the extension bar too, if you're a fisherman, it's a good way to cheat. So you you can actually take this drone with the extension bar, drop it in the water, look through the water, look for the fish. If you don't see no fish, you lift the drone up, take off, and go land in another spot. Look until you see fish. So you can cheat with it. They call it. Also, if you're into water surveying, they also sell accessories. We sell accessories for water surveying. So, as far as I'm concerned, the Splashdrone 4 is a workhorse. It's a workhorse. I mean, you're going to get good range out of it. You're going to get great range out of it. So for you range junkies, you can see this thing 2-3 miles away easily. for you, um, for people that just want to just go fishing for the big bait, for that big catch. You can cheat. Clear water, you can fly over the water with your bait hanging. You can clearly see through the water. So you can cheat with it. I mean, if that's what you want to call it. So you know you're gonna get good. I think that with Splashdrone 4 you'll be great. So uh let me see what else I see. Like I said, it's good seeing you guys here. I'm glad you showed up tonight. I'm real happy that you showed up tonight. You know, we had a few people watching. Hopefully, it gets more and more. The more questions you guys think of your questions. We're gonna come on Sunday nights, and we're gonna talk more about it. We're gonna put some videos. I got some. It's cold outside, so now I want to see how this thing does in the snow. We had a little snow the other day, but my new dog Bella, she jumped off the couch and hurt her foot, so I've been babying her. So, what was that, Andy? You did what? Okay, I'll take care of that for you, Andy. That's no problem. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up in my inbox. Anybody that wants it, so I'll put so that you can get access to it. So once this is over with tonight, I'll make sure I get that done for you. But like I said, all of the downloads are there. Everything that you would need to get this drone running perfect. You can also get your. It's even a link for the no questions asked warranty. You can get your no questions asked warranty on my site. Don't matter who you bought it from. If you bought it from Urban Drones, if you bought it from Swell Pro, all you have to do is give your buy date, and whatever your buy date is, 30 days from your buy date, you can buy your no questions asked warranty. Like I said, only thing that can void that warranty is that you don't do updates. That's the only thing. If you did all your updates and you went out and you flew that drone and you hit a bus, it's covered. If you did all your updates and that drone flies away, it's covered. So I want to thank you guys for coming out. You can also look me up on Mr. Bojack's Drone Tech. Check out any other parts if you need parts for Splashdrone 3, Splashdrone 4, Sprite Plus. You can check me out there. I hope to see you guys next Sunday. We're going to do this again next Sunday. I'm going to get more information for you. I'm going to see if I can get the things on the new updates, on the new firmware updates for you. That's about it. And I'm glad you guys came out. I'm Mr. Bojack. This is for the love of the drone. As you guys know, I'm going to be the Splashdrone king because I love this drone. This drone, Swell Pro has really done it. And I'm glad you guys came out. I'm glad I could let you know about the drone. You guys have a great, safe week. You be safe out here. You fly. Hey, FPV pilots, you guys send it. Peace.